Shalom, shalom, Israel's brothers, Abiyallah coming back at you with another cold cut. I'd like to give our honor and glory and praise to Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. Hop right into it. This is Galatians 5 and verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Goodness is what we're going to tap into. We want to have goodness. We want to have our footsteps led by Yahweh in the name of his son Yahweh Shai. But he only does that to certain men. Let's see. Let's go to Psalms chapter 37 and 23 and certain women. In Psalms 37 and verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. So for your steps to be led, for your footsteps to be led, you have to have goodness. You have to be a good man in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. You can't be an evil person. Can't just be a regular person. You got to be a good man. We want to practice goodness. Let's go to Ephesians 5 and 9. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 9. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth. So the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness. You trying to learn temperance is goodness. Love is goodness. Joy, gentleness, meekness, peace. All of these are goodness because the fruit of the Spirit is to you learning that is goodness and righteousness and truth before Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Let's go to Romans 15 and verse 13. It's the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse number 13. I said verse 12. And again, Isaiah saith, there shall be a root of Jesse, and he that shall rise to reign over the Gentiles, and him shall the Gentiles trust. Now the God of hope filleth you with all joy and peace in believing, that you may abound in hope through the power of the Holy Ghost. And I myself am persuaded of you, my brethren, that you are full of goodness, filled with all knowledge, able also to admonish one another. So how are you able to warn, admonish, correct one another if you're not filled with joy and peace and believing? And we're going to touch on peace soon. But you want to abound in hope and goodness. You want to be full of goodness, filled with all knowledge of the Lord, to be able to admonish one another. Because if you're not filled with goodness, then you're filled with evilness. You're filled with evilness. Let's go to Romans 7 and 12. This is Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. And good. So we have to follow these laws to the best of our ability with the faith, because the laws are good. It makes you a good man to be led in your steps ordered by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But the problem is, let's go to Isaiah 59. A lot of our people, we practice something opposite of good, which is evil. It's Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 7. So verse 6, their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and their acts of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are the thoughts of iniquity, wasting and destruction are in their path. So you can't have your feet run to evil when the Lord said he would direct the steps of a good man. You don't want the Lord to direct your steps to evil. You're running to evil. The Lord is making ways and paths for you to go to evil, because that's what you want to do, is shed innocent blood. Because it starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Let's go to Proverbs 1 and 10. You're running to evil. It's Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause. Let them swallow them up alive. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as they that go down into the pit. We shall found all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us, let us all have one purse, like one reward. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil, not to good, but to evil, and make haste to shed innocent blood. So you want the Lord to direct your steps into the way of goodness, but you also have to, you also have another option as well, is where your feet is makes haste to run to evil. Which one? Which one are you going to choose? You want to be a good man. You want to be a good fig and not an evil fig. Let's go to Jeremiah 24 and verse 2. Jeremiah 24 and verse number 2. One basket had very good figs, even like the figs that are first ripe. And the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They were so bad. You don't want to be a bad man. Man, that's a bad man over there. We're not talking about that. We're talking about an actual evil, horrible, bad man. You're a bad fig. You're a bad tree. Verse 3. Then said the Lord unto me, what seest thou, Jeremiah? And I said, figs. The good figs, very good. And the evil, very evil. They cannot be eaten. They are so evil. You don't want to, Slakia, you don't want to be an evil man, which are so evil. Your works are so evil. I mean, you don't want to be like that in front of the Most High. You don't want to have this characteristics and representation in front of the Lord where you're just so evil. The Lord can't come to your tree and eat your fruit because your fruit is so evil. If we're trying to bear the fruits of the Spirit, our fruits have to be ripe, good, full of goodness. You don't want to eat something that's full of evilness. You want to eat something that's good. Let's go to Matthew chapter 6. Is Matthew chapter 6 and verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore the eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore thy light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? So yeah, if you're evil, if you don't have any goodness, that darkness within you is going to prevail. How great and how big is that darkness? We need to have and possess goodness and practice goodness as much as we practice joy, love, peace, long suffering, gentleness, temperance, meekness, and faith. We have to have the goodness. With that, I'd like to give our honor and glory and praise to Yahweh in the name of Son Yahweh Shai, but mighty strong. Shalom.